friends, Jewel back with more astrology super coolness, and I wanted to talk about the composite aspect of the Sun in conjunct to Uranus. What happens when we see this between two people? So composite charts or Davidson relationship charts, these composite videos apply to both. They're midpoint charts where they find the midpoints between planets or places and come up with one chart that is really the natal chart of the relationship, and it shows the potentials and the the relationship from a bird's eye view. So it's really how the two people behave as an organism. Synastry is different in that it actually shows more the feelings between the two people and the compatibility on a different level, the day-to-day, and the attraction and all that good stuff. So when we have the Sun, which is the identities of a couple put together, the ego structure, has a lot to do with the goals and the real force of the relationship. Where is the thrust of the relationship, the main character of the relationship? It's a big part of it, where the moon really shows the feelings of the relationship and the unconscious drives and how they're really emotionally doing. The Sun is how they're physically doing, how are they physically acting out, what is the physical behavior, what are the egos, how are those blending, how do those identities blend, and what do they do when they do that? So they blend in such a way when we have them in conjunct to Uranus in such a way where they really don't blend when it comes to their impulses and their the immediacy of their needs, or the immediacy of the actions that they would like to take. A lot of the impulsive drives are just very, 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 very different. So we have to be really patient with each other when we have this particular in conjunction. This one actually doesn't work very well in composite charts, especially if you have two or one person that is very traditional or very expectant or very immovable or not very tolerant. If you have two very tolerant people, this can actually work pretty well. But in two people that are not like that, or when we have one person who is not like that, generally this one is going to be extremely difficult to negotiate for the long term, because you have to be willing to go along with what the other person needs in that moment, or the other person's passing fancies or drives or impulses. You have to be willing to go along with those and indulge them in those, and even participate in those, even if it's not something that you want to do or something that interests you. So it can be divisive, because most relationships, people are looking to do everything together, and I want you to share the same brain and all this. And this one is not like that. We actually don't share the same brain. We can have a lot that's beautifully in common, though. A lot. This doesn't mean that we don't have that. We can have a great deal of sameness and affinities going on in other parts of the chart and the synastry. But in a composite chart, this is showing that there are impulses and passing things that you may require, interests that you do not share, and that are going to be very unique to each other. So if we can allow each other to experience these things and be tolerant enough to realize that, yeah, I'm part of this partnership, but what they say and do is what they say and do, and it really doesn't reflect on me. That's them, and I'm going to let them have their whatever it is they need to do, and then they're going to do the same for me, and we're gonna be able to tolerate what it is that a lot of people would consider intolerable, because that's them. That's them. And I love them, and I'm going to let them be them. It doesn't work when we're coming from a place where we need the other person to be part of that 100% functioning team. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a difference of what you can tolerate. And sometimes this is an intolerable aspect. So when you see this one, you have to go back to the natal charts and see what are the potentials between the two people in their natal charts. Are they going to be very much not able to handle this? Or do they have some Uranian things in there themselves? Are they more forward thinking? Are they more, more tolerant about what they will and will not put up with or give room to in a relationship? That will give you a lot of clues about how this particular inconjunction is going to play out in a composite chart in the longer run. So, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com, Facebook, Instagram, other social media at Truth and Aspect Astrology, and I do all types of chart interpretations, but I am mainly a relationship and intimacy astrologer, and I will be back super soon with more super cool videos.